The official end of Hulk Hogan's career was the heavily hyped segment set to headline SmackDown tonight, with Hogan promoted to officially announce his retirement from wrestling after dropping the WWE title to Undertaker on Sunday. Built up with 3 days of hype since the announcement of the segment on Raw on Monday to potentially boost the SmackDown viewership on the night on a special occasion, with the show set to feature the Hogan promo in the main event spot, seeing Triple H unusually opening the broadcast in a match, selling the injuries and the brutality of the Hell in a Cell stipulation against Chris Jericho on the pay-per-view that saw Hunter going over with a pedigree on top of the cage, going 6 minutes in a first-time ever match against Lance Storm to open SmackDown's first half-hour, which also included Kurt Angle's first promo since losing his hair above the recent average with over 5.2 million viewers. Four days after losing the hair versus hair match, Kurt Angle came out with a wig to delay the payoff and build anticipation for the reveal of his now permanent look going forward, with Angle after another strong pay-per-view match against Edge at Judgement Day saying that he used some hair supplements to regrow his hair since Sunday, telling the crowd that he's sorry to disappoint them if they thought they were gonna see a bald person crying in the ring, but they're still gonna see it when Hogan comes out to retire later tonight, bringing out Maven to confront Angle in one of the highest profile segments of his career to date, getting featured promo time on the show against Angle to set up a match for later tonight, with Edge followed by Christian running in to set up the tag match. With the company's new TV schedule starting this Saturday, the first match officially advertised for the new Velocity show was announced on the night, with Trish vs. Stacy set for the show starting at 10 p.m., with the more intriguing new program set to come an hour later, with the company building the debut of the new Confidential program around new details being revealed by Shawn Michaels on the Montreal Screwjob in what is said to be the first time ever he addresses it publicly on a major platform, with the WWE looking to kick off the show with major buzz to intentionally build up Confidential as a controversial shoot program unlike any other seen before on WWF television, expecting to pop a strong first curiosity rating for the new 2-hour block in 2 days and potentially keep the audience going forward with the new concepts of more behind-the-scenes access on Confidential and the SmackDown version of Heat and Velocity. And with Triple H working a match despite coming off the Hell in a Cell on Sunday, Chris Jericho was shown for the first time since the match to also set up him working a match on the night, with Jericho vs. Mark Henry set for the next hour, along with Taker now working on both shows with him in the building to see Hogan retiring in person, addressing his Raw main event on Monday that saw Van Dam temporarily winning the title in a swerve finish. SmackDown closed out its first hour with a tag match coming out of the previous segment, with Angle and Christian against Edge and Maven going 5 minutes, seeing the rookie Maven getting the surprise pinfall on Christian to win the match, bumping SmackDown's second half hour between 8:30 to 9 p.m. over a million viewers from a 3.1 to 3.7 rating, with 6.2 million viewers to stabilize in that range for the next half hour. And with the WWF going back to Canada for the next week of TV tapings, looking to capitalize on the strong demand in the country, with Raw in Edmonton and SmackDown in Calgary the following night, 2 days before tickets went on sale in Australia last weekend. Rock, who was unofficially hyped for the show during Vince McMahon's press conference in the country last month, was officially advertised by the company in time for tickets going on sale for the August 10th Australia Stadium show, targeted to be the company's second biggest crowd of the year, only behind WrestleMania 18, with the first weekend matching expectations with a massive demand, selling over 48,000 tickets for the Colonial Stadium. With a crowd of over 60,000 people, with one of the biggest gates in company history now guaranteed for the show, which is scheduled to air as a local pay-per-view before being released on a DVD exclusive as the only way to watch the event worldwide, with Rock, in addition to committing to the Australia tour, also officially set for a special SmackDown house show in Hawaii on June 15th. In what is set to be sentimentally one of the most important shows in Rock's career with his family's history in the country, as with Rock advertised to headline the event without an official match yet with Chris Jericho the likely opponent, the show rapidly sold out the Batista Arena with a massive demand that could have sold out a stadium in the WWF's first show in the territory in over a decade. After major hype for the segment since the announcement on Monday night, Hulk Hogan came out 17 minutes from the top of the hour for the big segment of the night for his promoted retirement announcement, with Hogan after Montreal last Thursday getting another massive ovation from the crowd for several minutes before cutting a promo unlike any other in his career, acknowledging his real name as Terry while for the first time giving real-life background on the person behind the character growing up, with perhaps the only other Hogan promo close to it being his comeback promo on his Raw debut after a year out from the WWF in 1993, when responding in a shoot interview with McMahon to clear his name from the media blitz coming off the alleged scandal of distribution of PEDs hovering around the company at the time, as Hogan talked about his father telling him to go back to wrestling to finish his career where he belongs in the WWF shortly before passing away last December. Thanking the crowd for the final time to close his farewell promo before bringing out Vince for the response, with this segment spiking SmackDown big over the already boosted viewership on the night to bump the final quarter over 1.2 million viewers to peak with over 7.4 million viewers between 9:45 to 10 p.m., making the promoted Hogan retirement segment the most watched segment on a SmackDown broadcast since April 4th. With the show overall after hitting an all-time low on May 2nd, continuing the strong rebound to increase its viewership for the third week in a row in an over 1.6 million viewers turnaround in less than a month, with SmackDown driven by the Hogan hype also entering back into the 6 million viewers range for the first time since April 18th, with the second part of the segment seeing Vince confronting Hogan to tell him that he's not retiring and will only leave when he decides, saying that unlike a decade ago when Hogan walked out on the company, this time he's tied contractually with Vince, planning to get every cent out of Hulkamania for the rest of Hogan's life, ending up with Hogan taking out McMahon followed by Taker in another step in their build-up to the eventual Hogan vs. McMahon pay-per-view match set for the next year.